Greetings to the crypto community. We are pseudo-anonymous. We are here to smash that like button. We believe this content needs to reach more people like you. We are watching. We are listening. Most importantly, we are liking and subscribing. We are pseudo-anonymous. Expect us.
Gliding through the X feed, saw a corner caught my eye. Shiller's whispered sweet, swore it's heading to the sky. Moving fast, no looking back, let FOMO take the wheel. Bet my stack, thought I'd roll the riches, what a deal. Slow trade, take it easy now. Slow trade, take it easy now. Don't you rush or you'll lose your shine. Slow trade, keep it cool, take your time. Coin was cruising high like a caddy in the night. X was humming moon, had me feeling out of sight. Leverage to the stars, no stop, lost to God my play. Hard-old heart, thought I'd ride to glory, come what may. Slow trade, take it easy now. Slow trade, take it easy now. Check the code, don't chase that shiller's line. Slow trade, keep your cash, you'll be Rug pull struck like lightning, crashed my dreams in one swift hit. Charts burned down to nothing, left me stranded in the pit. Shiller split, my wallet bled, got liquidated fast. Learned my lesson, now I trade with smarts to make it last. Slow trade, take it easy now. Slow trade, take it easy now. Set your stop, skip the hype, stay wise. Slow trade, watch your profits rise. go. Bull run time. I'm stacking chips from the bull run glow. Flip the gas station gig to a millionaire show. That collector's ducking when I flash the cash. Fuck you money hitting like a lightning crash. Roll the dice on altcoins, now I'm sitting pretty. Turned a ramen night into a steak city. Bull run bragging rights, I'm cashing that check. Fuck you money loud, no more neck in a wreck. Win stack high, dreams blast off the line. Bull run bragging rights, this wealth is mine. From the grind to overtime, clocking double shifts, to popping champagne, sipping on the lips. Landlord's eviction, no tour with the shreds. Now I'm buying the building, sleeping in my bed. Crypto moon, I'm the king of the spree. Celebrating wins, yeah, the world's with me. Bull run bragging rights, I'm cashing that check. Fuck you money loud, no more neck in a wreck. Win stack high, dreams blast off the line. Bull run bragging rights, this wealth is mine. Horns blare, the party's in play. Jazzy vibes here, watch the data sway.
Ladies and gentlemen, squirrels and frogs of all genders, prepare yourself for the turkey.
Yo fracaso to the cowbell. Who are you anyway? It's alright, Habib. I got this.
Check, 1 2 1 2. All right, time for the cowbell. Ready? Woo! Take skill. Was that a chicken?
Paid today. Yeah. Bull run, 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 run.
We're getting ready to start.
They're jacked on the market's churn. Chasing meme coins where the tickers burn. Crypto fiends, veins hot with greed. Hoidling dreams in a blockchain need. While it's stacked with coins, no sleep. FOMO's got them diving deep.
See, Habib, this is why I never know when to hit the button, because he says it and then he doesn't do nothing. That's because we're all waiting on you to hit the freaking button, Sean. That's why.
Oh, okay. My bad. Here you go. Here's your turkey.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you very much.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our dysfunctional family here at Road Dog Crypto. Tonight we're taking a look at Bitcoin as usual. We're starting out on this little 6-minute time frame. You little Degens are probably familiar with these small time frames. Looks a little familiar. We hit this very beautiful red line, but it's not my red line. That's a... Is that correct? Or oh, it is. It is my red line. I'll take credit for that. Yes, that is our red line target. Right now, we're above this purple line. That's what I thought I was looking at. This little guy is interesting. This little purple line is not a trend line, although it seems to have be acting as one as a little bit. But that is a GAN line, and so is this red one down here. This one's a deep one. This is a 4x1. This is a 3x1. We're climbing our way back up. That's pretty good. Next GAN line that I've got over here is somewhere around the $118,000 area. So if we're clearing this area and don't lose it, according to the GAN strategy with these GAN angles, well, it's wide open spaces up to there. Wide open spaces up to there, so I like that idea. That's right at the area that I'm looking for, that we could possibly get rejected at and then still come down, and we could still see a lower low. I'm just saying, somewhere 100,000 can still be tested. But in the short run, I am looking for us to try to get back up to 115. 117, 118. That's exactly what I'm looking for. That's just enough in this market in September just to get everybody all bullish, and then gotcha, bitch. Oh, because ain't nothing that the market maker likes better than a gotcha, bitch. That seems to be their favorite play, is gotcha, bitch. Pull that rug right out from under you. And kind of like what they did a while back, on a Friday. Let's see if we can go to a different chart. I'm sure we remember that. I mean, everybody right here on that Friday, right? This is 12-hour candles right here. Let's go to to the daily. Actually, Friday. We got a little something on Saturday. Well, how interesting. So they pumped us on a Friday and a little bit on a Saturday, and then that was it. It was flagging out, and some of your real more popular gurus were calling flags to the upside. Later acting like they never did that, and anyway. But we got a breakout from that little guy, and we got 3 little nice green candles going on. There's some resistance up ahead. I'm on the daily chart, so I figured I'll just stay here for a minute. Some things I like here on the daily chart. Let me go over it. Let me find a chart that I'm not really mucked up too much, don't have too many lines on. If I do, I may just erase them. I may erase this one. Yeah, we can erase that one. I like to have a clean chart to share fresh artists. Now, on the daily, notice this, that we have cleared a green dot on the daily by 2 days now. Now, stochastics are headed toward the top there, and they're not topped out altogether, so there's still some room to go. And even when they get up there, they can run flat like this, while price just still continues upward. If that's a situation we're looking at. Still want to see this money flow get into the green. That's this little red bar and this little red section right there above the little alien head right there. Yeah, I see that little red right there above the alien. That needs to go green. When that goes green, we're not nearly as bearish. That was the good old days back over here in the green. We're not in the green, and she looks like she's trying to roll over just a little bit. So she looks a little questionable at the moment. Now, it's easy for a lot of people, and you might be seeing this on YouTube now, everybody getting a lot bullish. The bottom is in, is what I'm being told. And I would love to be able to say that. I just can't confirm that just yet right now, right? From the bigger moves and things that we got going on. But overall, we're doing good. I always love to start out with a nice solid trend line and see what it's telling me, and it tells me that we're deviating from that, which means parabolico. I want to say parabolico. You got 10 people in my bungo. Parabolico. So if we do decide to lose some areas, because we have made an M top over here. We've made one over here before. I'm on the 3-day chart right now, people. We're betwixt we're betwixt the 50 moving average and a bearish cross of the 9 over the 21 over here, and a big fat green Ichimoku cloud. Taking a look at our indicators here, I find that this is interesting on the 3-day. Might be setting up for a little green dot action over here on Market Cipher. So that's cool. Just remember though that and this is also cool here on the MACD on the 3-day. It's like a half week, midweek. We got our first little pale candle there saying, might be getting some traction here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool, but keep that in mind. But here's the big culprit on the weekly and even the bigger time frames, like the 2-week, which is getting ready to cross negatively, and the monthly, which is showing some signs of weakness. No, she's not anywhere near officially giving us a cross, but price would probably be a lot lower by the time that it would give us that sign. It is a lagging indicator. But the weekly is getting into its second, going into its 3rd week possibly of bearish momentum, and it hasn't started to lighten up yet. Now, doesn't mean we drop when that happens. It means we can get a little upward action and then go ahead and carry that over. On the weekly, when the MACD does that, when she crosses over like that, we usually get a couple, two to three red candles going on there. So that was 2 or 3 weeks. And that's counting after the cross, right? No. I'm back testing here a little bit. That one went several weeks though. That's what we fear. And it looks like, when we do that, that's the best time so far, 2 times in the past, when the MACD flipped bearish on us like that, we came back and we tested a trend line. Well, we created this one. So We may be coming back to retest this one. The 50 moving average is there. That would be normal. Tested the 50 moving average over here. As long as we stay above the 50 on the weekly, we're still in an upward trend. Lose the 50 on the weekly, and you might as well say, hello, bear market. Yeah, a candle confirmation under that, and it's like, oh crap. Well, there's the bear market. We don't want everyone to lose the 50 moving average on the weekly. That's a big one. So Bitcoin, we'll just look at that area, and that area actually is around 100,000. We could, you can see how when we zoom out, we can say, oh, well, that kind of looks normal. That looks like what we normally see happen on the charts, right? We could still be doing that. She is at some support at the 21 moving average, so I don't want to discount that. And when it comes to how I measure that, now I can take a local Fibonacci over here, and I take value from that. But there's a bigger Fibonacci that I think we ought to take a look at, and that one's suggesting that our next little area that we have not actually touched is 105,412. That is our 382, and that's a fine place to take a bounce, even on this local pull here. About bullish AF. But if we're trying to look at the bigger picture about what could be happening over a series of 6 to 8 weeks, something like that. May I draw your attention to the fibbies when we came down to the bottom here? When we came up to this top over here, please notice what happened when we put our fibbies out. We kind of went in a sideways range, and that's where we established this main trend line that we got now. We went sideways. First, we tested out the 236. Notice this. We ranged there. We made our M pattern above that 236. Pay attention to this. You'll see this repeat a lot. And then when we finally lost it, we came down to the 382, and that's gorgeous. That's gorgeous. We take our AB equals CD, measure move from that. And from that area, we went up perfectly to that, and that was the negative 618 from this particular pool. If we're looking at the ABCD play, when we drop down to 382, see how beautiful that these things can work, and then we get a pullback, right? So that one completed. That is a bearish pattern, harmonic pattern right there, by the way. And it means it can reverse, especially from a neutral market. But being in such a bullish market, she just got a pullback, right? So let's do the same thing that we did right there. I'm trying to also enlighten you to my trading style. That's a big part of it, what you saw just right there. I love them little boogers. All right, so now we go up to our new top. What happened here, ladies and gentlemen? What happened up here when we made our new higher high to that glorious 0.68, negative 0.68? It would have been a different thing from a different measurement that I would have taken to. But what happened here, that high? Well, we topped above a 236. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? Does that sound like something that you heard just in the last few minutes? And then we came down and we bounced off the 50 moving average on this one, as well as back here, and the 382 Fibonacci. Huh. Looks like there's a pattern going on here. That's crazy. No, it can't be. Oh, but it could. But it could. We ain't made it there yet, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't made it up there to that one. The square off of price and time. The sacred geometry of the Fibonacci targets of a successful AB equals CD pattern of $170,000.4 ladies and gentlemen. No, we ain't got there yet. It could happen. It could. And that was a good example of how it could happen. All right, so we see that we bounced off of there, right? Oh, wow. So we should be on our way trying to get there, right? Well, unfortunately, we came up here and we did something else. And what does this tell us? Well, our M didn't happen on a 236, or at least not this 236. It did happen on this one. Is that saying that we might just bounce here at 105 and not have to come all the way back down here to this $83,000 area, the bigger 382, or even to $99,000 to the original 236 on the whole pool? That I don't know, man. I don't know. We're just watching and seeing, but I would hope that we don't come past 100,000. It would suck to come back down here and flirt with this and come down here. That would really throw a lot of momentum out, and that could be the beginning of the bear market. I don't know if she would do this particular pattern. Some people call this for everything, but I mean, that's a triple top pattern, possible head and shoulders. That could be a possibility. Now, I'm not saying that she's going to do that, but also we still have that 382 area that could hold for something else there, right? So I'm not really sold on that idea, but we'll throw it out there, and a lot of other people will see that idea too. Shoulder, head and shoulder. All right, so I'm going to color code these little guys right here. And I'm going to get rid of these Fibonacci's over here. So we can see here on the weekly, just pulling back. If we do any further, right now we could hold this area, bounce from here. That's pretty juicy. Or come back down here, bottom of this trend line, maybe wick below it, touch this, and we could bounce off of here. And that'd be a pretty gosh darn nice big ass move. If we bounce from where we currently are, and we take our measure move from that idea. Oh snap, that'll move that. We'll put this little measure move over there, and that takes us just a wee bit lower than our bigger target. But we'll mark it. Why shucks, why not? That's from this local move. That's if we get traction off of this guy, if it turns into that kind of move. Don't know that I'm not seeing that yet. I mean, it's kind of looking right now, Got to make our plans ahead of time, I think, so we won't be caught up at the last minute there. Now, seeing all the measure movements going on around here and all that craziness, if we were to bounce from this bigger 236 area at the bottom of this trend line, that could be that nice big ass parabolic move that we're looking for at the end of the season. So I'm not ruling that out. I got my eyes on that because honoring that, a dip back to 100 on the bigger picture of things might be enough to propel us actually up here to this big ass target. You're going to call me a moon boy, but in a few months you're going to hear these prices being thrown around anyway. I'm just front running that for you. You will definitely hear about these prices being thrown around, and probably some even a lot higher. So there is a path to about $209 if certain things are certain criteria met, and we're lining up for them really nice. And you can't really see this unless you actually zoom the F out, and you got to get off of those 6-minute time frames and 1-minute time frames, 15-minute time frames, even 4-hour time frames to kind of see this. And so there's still a lot of fear and uncertainty in the market, and then now we're getting some bullish sentiment just because we had a couple of green candles, right? There's still a path to come down to 100,000, and hopefully we can kind of see that, and we can see that it could take 3 or 4 weeks to get there. It could happen. I'm just saying, there's some things that might be scaring the market, some things going on behind the scenes. When you got gold making all new all-time highs now, something is afoot. There is the smell of war out here. I hope we don't hear it, but some people just aren't playing nice, and it's kind of maybe forcing some hands, and maybe some early people like those corrupt politicians that know things before other people maybe they started, putting some things into safer places. Maybe that's why we're seeing silver go the freak up. Maybe that's why we're seeing gold go up. Or maybe it is just the devaluation of our dollar unfolding right before our very eyes, as it's just basically being inflated to nothing. Getting ready to be printed a bunch, it's not the best solution. I mean, getting rid of the Federal Reserve would be the best solution in my personal opinion. That's an evil organization. Sorry, YouTube. But the world went to hell and became slaves ever since the Federal Reserve, the central banks across all nations. I think it started in England. This is since all of that started. That was a cool little clever way to enslave the people. Because now you got somebody printing money out of thin air, but they get paid back by the sweat of your brow on the taxes that you pay back to the government from who borrowed money from them. Okay, I'm gonna give you pieces of paper. It's not even pieces of paper. Our treasury has to do all that. But we're gonna give you the rights to print those pieces of paper if you so choose. We like it digital. And all you got to do is tax the hell out of your citizens and pay us back in all that funny money. And we just buy up a bunch of stuff, I'm just saying. And, do a lot of laundering. Yeah, we keep our white shirts spiffy white and our money clean. All right. So gold, we're getting a little bit of a pullback right now, back at 35.29, reached up 35.79. I got a target at 36.78 for gold. This works for Pax Gold too, crypto. That's my crypto play. That you can trade that on a lot of exchanges and you don't have to step out. But you're starting to see more tokenized things happening. I don't know if you heard the news about Ondo, but I don't know if I can pull it up, but a story came out about Ondo and about 100 real world assets that are being brought over. And we're getting ready to see Wall Street go 24/7 like crypto, and that's going to be a game changer right there. World markets and opening up to a lot of people that it wasn't open up to before. Giving some new people chances to give this market a go, right? That's kind of interesting. I like that aspect. But somebody's scared. Something is amiss here, in my personal opinion. Keep your eye on that. And it's not just gold, it is also silver. And we're looking for 42. We're looking for a $42 area to hit. She's still at 40, got as high as 41 there. We've even got a target at 40, almost 46, right at 45. She appears to have broken the trend line, and then she regained that little sucker. So there may be a possibility of breaking out outside of this, but if not, we still got wherever that trend line comes above the candles, we can go touch it, and that's starting to ease just right under 40, right under $43 possible. And that's if we don't have like this bigger trend line brushing off from over here. Do you see that? See those angles over here? That could be the story that gets up to $45 on it. But right now, we just go with the little local channel that we have right there and see what happens. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to come over and we're going to take a look at our altcoin indices real quick right over here. The one I'm interested in right now is Total 3. It's here on the 4-hour. Notice we have this trend line over here. Wow, look where we bumped our head. That's amazing. It's like trend lines can predict where prices can reverse, and they can, unless they break out, and then that's a different animal, right? But most of the time, when they finally do establish a trend line, they're going to bounce their head and get rejected there a few times. And if you understand that concept, you can take advantage of it. Some people don't see that. They're too busy kind of dialing in and chasing flags at resistance. I'm just saying, that's not the best strategy right there. But I see it being taught a lot. This is a beginner strategy, a very basic beginner strategy to buy the breakout. As you see, a lot of people will eventually, the beginners get away from it because they're tired of getting their asses handed to them with it. It's good sometimes, but I don't know. There's other ways, ladies and gentlemen. Still in a nice strong trend line right there for total 3. I wouldn't mind seeing a breakout. I would be cool with it if you want to do it. Depends on what Bitcoin Dominance is doing over here. That's behind my banana. She's got a little breakout herself, and she didn't make a higher high, so that's interesting. Need her to come down and make a little lower low or anywhere along this white trend line. If it could still come on down while she's doing it, a little bump and run or something. But the fear is that or what it looks like it's trying to do is Bitcoin Dominance is trying to go up a little bit, which will bring our altcoins down a little bit, or a lot of them. Some of them will do okay. Some of them might even pump during it. Keep your eye on those. See what's happening there. Is it real? Or is everybody just, is it a transfer? What's going on when that happens? But so we can be seeing that happen going into this weekend. That could be a scenario we've been looking at for a while. It could be a possible bottom pattern here forming, and could take us actually a little bit higher than that 59.85%. Could, but I'm not looking for it to just yet. But the breakout and the bottom pattern kind of saying maybe Bitcoin Dominance want to get bullish again and attention turned back to Bitcoin. That could happen, especially if gold's going up. If Bitcoin is starting to get a little bit more, to be the new gold standard, you could say that, scary crap happens in the market, altcoins may come all the way back down here to that 1 trillion. I'm glad that we're back at 1.05 trillion, man, because when we were over here, there were levels that were being lost there that could have painted us down to lower areas. But instead, we didn't. What we really need to do is gain some traction and take out this higher high over here. When we get past 1.07 trillion, that might happen, but I don't know. Currently behind my little turkey leg ears over here. Right. Oh, it's not right here. Right there. Can you blow it up? All right. Right there. This is stablecoin dominance. Now, she's made a W type pattern. It's got a lower low, but we made a higher high here. And we are at the retest area. If I can get something to draw, just a line. Ah, crap, that's a sorry line. How about this one? We're testing the top of that area. Now that might stick, and then that means something scary happens, and people want to sell out of maybe Bitcoin and altcoins or something, or maybe just a bunch of new stable coins being made could even trigger some of this. But the number go up to where the stablecoin dominance rises. Not really what we want to see if we have a altcoin season. Just saying, I'm not calling. I've not been one calling for an altcoin season. I've just been calling to be, hey man, let's be a little sensible about it. Because all spring, that's all you heard. Every Monday was altcoin season being called by somebody or other. Some people just repeatedly called it almost every week or two. And we've had some of the first signs. Yeah, I agree. And we got some really good signs lately. Everything from, a lot of money flowing into Ethereum and into some of the top layer ones and things like that, right? And that's good, but that can also exit too, right? So there's other things that we got confirmed before altcoin season. But so far, she's making it down to around the phase 3 area. Altcoin season is, parts of phase 4. We're not there yet. So preemptive still to call altcoin season, especially until Bitcoin dominance starts getting around the 55% area. That's when we can kind of front run it a little bit. Or, make some good money if it does that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've spattered on about all that. Let me come over and say hello to everybody after being here 34 minutes without doing it. My bad. Hey, Avi, how's it going? Your girl was on the intro. Just saying. Do Audi see crypto first in the chat here tonight? Congratulations, my man. Hey. Tonight's stream is brought to you by some good ass coffee. But not the caffeinated kind. But it's not that wimpy decaf either. It's chicory. Tastes pretty decent. Different. Ah. It does make my tongue dark though. I don't know why is that. Anyway, good ass coffee. All right, and we have Brave Expanse. How's it going, Brave Expanse? Good to see you. Gator Squatch is in the house. Here says he got no gems tonight, but 2 for tomorrow night. That's cool. Bring them as you, whenever you please. We'll take a look at them. I appreciate you for sharing. I like it when you guys share. That's one of the things. Now, when back last cycle, there was a YouTuber that I used to watch, and he hasn't done much this cycle. I guess he just kind of gave up on it. I can understand why, because it's hard as hell to grow a damn channel. It's just frustrating when you see a lot of other people grow, and you're like, well, I keep trying, but it ain't doing nothing. Maybe I just suck. He was a good dude, Dub Digital. But there was so much alpha in his little live streams where just people just like you were sharing, just sharing what you're in, what you found that maybe nobody else knew. And you have a few little gem pickers that start showing up, and they got a little knack for finding some things that are interesting and maybe, you know, perform pretty decent. And it was just a community itself. I mean, it really makes up the channel. So this channel is you guys, and I appreciate you guys for being here. The only thing that I ask is maybe that
for those of you out there hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Knock before he comes in. That was all I was going to say. And he's a little quick on the trigger there, isn't he? That was about the rumor. I don't know if it was true or not, but okay. Moving onward. Hey, there's Road Dog Crypto. How's it going, Road Dog? Hey, OG, good to see you here, man. MG Motorsport. It should be getting kind of crispy where you are, right? Getting a little warmer. You should be going into some spring weather over there, right? Ave, how's it going? Good to see you. Tommy 2 Liters Hump Day. Bobby, react on Breakout till she send me the 50 cents. Let me write that one down here. I've got a list of coins to check out that look like, some of them look like they might be getting ready to do something. And then I got a couple that you guys have mentioned there too. We'll take a look at those. Ryan K, how's it going? Good to see you. Sponsored by GAC. That's different from BCC or BBC. The coffee that is good and ass at the same time. Bobby Yaz. Enjoying your fireside chart chat talk. Hey, well, thank you, Bobby. Glad to have you here, man. Glad to have you all here. Altcoin Gems. Ryan K says Doge. Take a look at Doge. MG Motorsport says, yes, I've heard that around the traps. You suck, Road Dog. That one goes back a little bit. I don't know. It's part of the voices in my head, which is how we got all the voices on the channel here. I lost my shoe. That's just makes me feel weird. Let me find that little guy. Oh, I found it. Can't have my naked turkey feet out here. Speaking of turkey feet, if if you've got a spare $2,500 minus one of those dollars, because I'll give you that $1 discount. It's what I do for you, baby. I got you. My OnlyFans footsie group. If you would like to join our little private room, where I can give you daily charts of the Bitcoin, and then you're wondering where the price target is. Well, my fungus-infected toes will point right at it, and this is a bargain for you for just $2,499. All right. Well, there's my plug for today. Always says XLM, please. We'll take a look at that. XLM is a must-have hold for long term. It may be. XLM. This is a cover of The Economist from way freaking back in the day. I think it's January 1988. And it says, get ready for a world currency. It's, prepping for the whole CBDC globalist takeover setup that dang near happened in 2020. And we saw them come out of the woodwork, didn't we? Anyway, right here was just a representation. It's called Phoenix 10. But look at that little symbol right there. It's a circle with this. It's just got one, though. It's just got one little slash going through. But I just think that's interesting. Get ready for our world currency, 1988. And if you look at the Stellar logo, it's very similar. I think that's interesting. That's kind of, I don't know. Is that something? They say them Illuminati people put it out there, right there in front of everybody, years ahead of time. You will ease the bugs by 2030. Hey, there's Joe from Terra Trade Intuition. I don't know if you guys follow him. If you don't, give him a like and a follow over there. Go check him out. He's out there teaching TA every day. Giving him a quick shout out. We happen to cross by there. Let's get back over here to the charts and let's go ahead and dive in. First one I'm going to take a look at is hype. That was the first request that we had tonight. So we get into altcoins. We're ready for altcoins. So I'm looking for any kind of good setups, and I'll try to post those to the trading group if I can. There, it's free, by the way. And take a look at KuCoin Hyperliquid. So we're looking at this big ass trend line, and she came down and pumped off that, and anywhere through here would have been a good place to get in. That was at 43, 40. Pretty much about $43, $43 to $44. We're at 45 now. It's not too far from there, right? So some people think, oh man, I missed it. Man, this trade is ruined. It's over. I used to be in, but you learn there are so many entries that you can get over here. There are so many ways to enter a trade. You're never at a loss for an entry. You just want to make sure that you got a good move and a good risk reward. And definitely taking care of that. The risk management is the most important thing. I would even say it's more important than your psychology, but it's not what you develop before you tame their psychology, sadly. But if you had really good risk management, even if you had terrible psychology, but you could really pull like a regimented risk management play, you'd do all right, I believe. So we had this idea. And there's still an idea. She's already cleared this area. Some people wait for that before they jump in, right? It's a more conservative way to get in. And some people are sitting here waiting for a retest, which may or may not come. I would say it's got a good chance to probably come before we come back down to $45, just 50 cents cheaper. That was one way to get in. Other ways to get in was the trend line breakout right here. This is one of my favorite ways. I really love it and plan and try to follow these trend lines ahead of time, so when they come back into those areas, I look for them. I also look to the past and pull out fibs and get areas for 786 fib would have zipped right in there and on that trend line. Those are the things that I really hone in on when I'm trying to get a good position. And I love looking for these areas. It's my favorite place to enter. That's just me, but there's lots of them. There's lots of different ways. So you had that idea, looking at fibs, looking at breakout here, breakout there, retest if it comes back. Some people just jump in right there. It's above the 50. I'm jumping in. They're waiting for just the trend to get started, and it has, and it got a higher high after making a higher low, and now we're looking for another higher low. That will be where most other people look. Now it could be here, could come down to even lower. Could be coming down to 44.5 cents, somewhere through that area. But yeah, but still not too early, especially if your target is somewhere around $50 or even higher, right? Crap, I moved that. I may be spending too much time on these. I know some other people say, yep, looks good. I think I'd go up here. Yep, next one. Give me $5, please. What's the next coin? Oh, yep. What's in a flag to the upside? You're good. But I just like to get, I don't know, I spend more time on my charts, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, really. But I just tried to make an argument. That's how I was, that's one of the things with the trading group mentor that I had. I did take some things away, but as far as strategy and stuff, I don't think, it was a good starting point. Everything else, but there were some things I did take away from. I tried to give him credit for it, but gosh darn it, you already forgot what you were talking about, didn't you? So, this risk to reward return over here got 12% up to that, 15% up to there. This is a 4-hour time frame. I've got an arrow pointing over here, so recent TA suggested that that's the real target that I'm looking for short term. Oh, it's because you're a 272. Oh, for an AB equals CD move. Yeah, that she should be getting some resistance over here. I went up there a little bit. So 50, 51, and then we got this really juicy area. Coming in about 61, 62. Now, that was another measured move. Maybe it can get up there. If we're in this channel, we can see that it's in line. It can. But to me, it looks good because we're bouncing off of the bottom trend line here. I mean, if there's anything I can say, it would be that. And let me get some of those lines up. So I liked it. I think you said you were in it from 42, right? So so you got in right there at that little wick, or were in it before or something. But that's a good entry, just because it's here at the bottom there. That's a good entry price in my personal opinion. She's making higher highs and higher lows. Let's take a look now at here's one. Remember PopCat, right? Where do we want to look at PopCat? I want to go with we want to go with futures or spot. I usually go with spot, but some people argue that some of the traditional things with people like Gann and Smurf, you know, look at the futures. I guess they will front run spot. Makes sense if you think about it. All right, so I'm just gonna clean you up a little bit. She lost that main trend line. This is PopCat, right? Yeah. But what is she doing? She came down. She's got a little bit of a lower low, but she's trying to bounce. Is this good or not? Is this are we at a place to start looking for any kind of setup? Our swing low to swing high tells us that that's the 786 double tap, right? So that could be good. That could be real good. I want to get rid of these guys over here. They're kind of old, don't need them anymore. We had this, so that's going to be resistance. So that's interesting. You got this trend line here. We'll touch those two wicks and see what we got. And then I want to take it and lay it over here to that big grouping of candle bodies. So show me where lots of resistance is going to be about 31 cents. It's going to have to fight through 31 through 36. It's going to be a hard fight for it. Could say it's a symmetrical triangle that broke down and could be the thing about symmetrical triangles is that you can't trust them, man, because they do stuff like this. They do crazy stuff, right? You can't play them, right? Exomount's been one of the best places that I've found to deal with them, and usually see it respect those lines. So it does look like a 786. That's this blue line down here, possible double bottom, with the butt crack being at 50 cents. Now to get back up there, because that's our main goal from bouncing from here, is to at least get there. That's about a 95% gain, and if we can come up to about our 786 fib area, that's going to be about 116%, somewhere right through there. If we went swing high to swing low, yeah, right in here at 55 cents. That makes a nice little target for where we're bouncing off of. For me, I like that. That's 115% right there. And that's not even making a higher high from that. That's just taking a nice little, hey, let me get paid someplace. Looking back on PopCat, it wasn't too far along when she was at $2. So to see it at 25 cents and the possibility that as this market gets a little crazier, and this one already had a community, and maybe we can get back up to those areas. But if not, even if we didn't, what if we just went to halfway of that? We'd just be going basically to a little over $1 there, $1.10. And our 618 is where we got all the stuff happening there. That's at $1.33. So for some bigger target ideas, for a swing trade idea, a midterm hold idea, as to some reasonable places, and these are reasonable targets here that we can hit in the next couple of months or something. And you might have to hold it for a couple of months to get there. Maybe October and November before you see it get there. Hopefully sooner. I mean, we're here to make some money, but she's got to go through her accumulation process, which is below this. Do we have to adjust it? We do now. I got to adjust my line here. The old famous 236 Fibonacci. Should have bought more PopCap below 58 cents area, and here we are at 25 in a juicy area at a possible bottom area. So PopCap looks like it's at an interesting place to me, so I'm just saying. Not a bad place to look at it. And there is also this trend line idea here. We're not quite at a breakout. You could wait till it breaks out. You could wait till it confirms any of these other little areas, makes a higher high, a higher low, you know, but this would probably be one to put on your radar somewhere below 28 cents, definitely below 30 cents. Start getting above 30 cents, you know, oh man, she's trying to do something, ain't she? I wish I bought some at 24. That's too chicken shit, too turkey shit. Stop it. Stop it. It's a family show. All right, so I'm trying to share this one and I'm just not doing it. Here we go. And this is the 4 hour. Let me take this little guy. We'll copy the image. We'll come over to the Telegram group. Here we go. We'll go over to the chart room and to trade setups. This is PopCap 4 hour swing targets. It's got a possible double bottom forming. Can't top tonight. At the 0.786 fib retracement. Currently in the I wish I bought a lot more here zone. And we'll just throw that out there. Boom! Oh, now there's no picture? What happened? Edit and paste. There we go. All right, so PopCap looks kind of interesting to me on the 4 hour. Let me come back to the daily over here. What do our indicators look like on the daily? Oh, here's something interesting. She just confirmed the little green dot there. That happened yesterday. Stochastics are kind of caught there, but it looks like things are trying to go up. They may be getting the little local hiccup that we're seeing there between 31, 36 cents. That's probably what this part is. And then we got the old MACD here on the daily. This is the daily, not yet crossing, but setting up for it, right? So this is one that I recommend if you're into the meme coins or into PopCap before, if that's one of your plays. It looked like she's getting ready to do something. So this turkey's just letting you know there's a trade coming. And you can get some good. It's got its battles to fight. It does, but I believe an ABC correction might be over. Is that what you got, Elliot? What do you say? Ah, hell, I shouldn't have ever asked him this. Ah, yes, he thinks that the ABC should be complete by now. The ABC correction on your fifth wave there. That was a short ass. Yeah, it was. Well, that's a deep correction for that little sucker. Elliot counts some of these. Elliot wave is very subjective if you don't know about it. It can be very subjective and very like a complex rabbit hole to jump down if you really want to take it that far. I never took it that far. I kept arguing with myself all night and figured out by the time I was ready to make my trade that I missed it 2 days ago. I was like, well, But gosh darn it, I just decided. The price didn't wait on me. It already went out without me while I was trying to figure out if it was, you know, was it a 2 or a 3 wave? Never mind. All right, so we got that one. Let's take a look at Toncoin. Ton looked kind of interesting to me earlier today, and when I was looking over it, it's OKX is an okay place to look at it. It's 318 right now. 786. Is that? Let me zoom out, see what we got. Looks like we are also at the bottom. Swing low, swing high. Tell me where I need to buy. That's my incantation. We got that line thing that's not working. There we go. All right. Get you off of there. Okay, since we got that, let's see. We'll go back over these guys. What's that? Because I think this is old stuff. All right, so pattern-wise, she's got a little spiky, dangly thing, and then a very flat bottom. Looks like Atom and Chinese bottom pattern right here. They usually call the pointies Atom, and then try to make up a reason to call this a rounded bottom. It's not really much of a rounded bottom, is it? But still, regardless of that, seriously, if you're brand new and you're not afraid of the fib tool, this is such a great little strategy. It's so simple, but it just is so damn effective. I wish I woulda, coulda, shoulda bought more zone is underneath this 236 from swing high to swing low, and she's right smack dab in the middle of it. Man, can't bitch about that. I bet you got some angle to that pull, don't you? I like to pull a trend line and then pass it up there and see if it kind of lines up with the body formations there. And if we do, it looks like we're trying to stick to something here, and it might be a nice little place to catch a bounce, especially with these moving averages giving me some bullish crosses. I look at all this stuff and it's telling me things that I like to see. A few little small warning signs there and a few up here, but it does look like 370 will be tested again and hopefully broken out of. Our next little target area is going to be right here, 461, and that's where it'll come back and start testing these areas over here that were resistance. So 461 is a great one. The next guy up is 431, kind of gets us right in the middle of all that mess, and even 602 gets right there. But the sweet spot would be coming up here to retest this high that we had, that lower high, because that's really our main one that we got to knock out. I mean, sure, we got to knock this one out, 426, but for this thing to really do some good, that's at 7. So Toncoin, I'd love to see it back at 7. Some people might be looking at other bottom patterns, look at an inverted head and shoulder, however you want to do it. She's just kind of, she's at this 236 Fibonacci area. This is accumulation area, and whether you want to go by Wyckoff theories or whatever, it's an accumulation, and there's usually a flush out. Looks like this one came early, and maybe we're going to be making a higher high over here at 422 or whatever, you know. So 422, Sean, 422. So you want 2 of them? I give up. Times like these, you just need a little bit more cowbell. And some good ass coffee. Well, this turkey's got to speed it up. It's 59 minutes into this, and I've only got Popcat and Hype Popcat, Hype, and Toncoin. I've got to gotta get this party going. Let's see if we can do this a little bit faster. I'm on here on this was the daily. I do like to check the daily in at least a 4 hour. I got to get this box off of here. That's driving me crazy. All right, so nice little bouncy idea here on this makeshift drawn trend line on this time frame. But I likes it. You would want to draw a trend line over here on the tops this time, and let's go where we got the most touches. Try not to cut through the candle bodies as a good rule. Okay, so this one does a funky thing. So you got this. It's telling you in the sweetest, kindest way that somewhere around 340 right through that's going to be some major resistance. Look, is that an inverted head and shoulder pattern? It could be, and you know what else it could be? If you do like trend lines the way you're supposed to for these little local guys. I mean, if you're for a local pattern, catching the thing is one of those freaky megaphone patterns that can be kind of juicy, and it can get this 64% chance that this one breaks to the upside here. Same thing, ironically, as an inverted head and shoulders. Kind of crazy. They fit together, don't they? I would rather draw at this and see that idea. And we made a higher low. This is how that's really happening. We were making lower lows and made a higher low. And then we're trying to take this guy out. That's basically what's going on here. Some people will take it and they will draw this over here. They like to pinch the tip is how I describe it. Pinch the tip. And always get another funky triangle pattern, more symmetrical. And to me, I don't think that's as accurate, although this is an important trend line to watch for this. I mean, break that trend line. But pattern wise, I would recommend that you do this. I think you'll have better luck, and you don't have to argue with yourself. Well, is that got a neckline? Is that a complex head and shoulder? It doesn't freaking matter, people. It doesn't matter. What matters is breaking above that trend line. That's really where you're going to see what we want to see happening. And there's other trend lines above that, like this one. So right at resistance, we got a little breakout there. That's actually how I would look at this little guy, because she's got a channel. Look at that beautiful channel right there. See, when you get all zoomed in on that, you miss the bigger picture stuff, and there's still a bigger picture. We just got to zoom out on bigger time frame. And those are the ones where you need to get your ideas from, the bigger ideas. And I just say this because I know there are some teachers out there that don't teach us very clearly, because being in the same trading group that they came from, I understand that they weren't really taught as clearly. So I understand why they say some of the things that they say. But there's just some, I don't know, I see some bad habits. I just try to show things that are a little, that could help out better. Alright, so we got this already. Let's take a look at React. Reactive network over on KuCoin looks good. Oh, look at you, 10 cents. Snap. Look at you. That's almost sexy. Look at that inverted head and shoulder. I mean, it can be. It can also be just a channel. You know what's the crazy idea is that you get the same damn thing. You get the same damn measure move. And even the sweet ass target right up there right at 16 cents. Got lots of little measure move targets here, right at 16 cents, right at 15 cents, and then the one that's right above us, that's a blue line. That should be a measure move, unless I was being lazy and didn't draw out my fibs. So that's one way to do it. Another way would be to, do this, and that's cool. Both of these ideas are correct, but this one's, the channel idea is a little bit more iffy because it's only got one touch area there. But it does have a lot on this idea. You see that, and that angle holds up. So you got that idea. You got this megaphone pattern. This one has a 72% chance to break to the upside. Crazy, ain't it? And then you got, and that figure's for real. I didn't pull it out of my ass like some of these other guys do, because a lot of them do. They were trained that way. I'm just telling you from the trading group that they're just regurgitating bad information that they got from a previous trading group, and they opened their own trading group and they're teaching those things. I'm just saying you, that kind of stuff is out there. I try to encourage you to go to the sources of the traditional technical analysis. Those dead people, the people who have been dead for about 50 years, those guys have got the coolest information. I'm just saying, and I just try to share with you what I learned from them. Well, except for this guy. This is Thomas. He's still alive. He's not that old. Nerdy guy, but for pattern trading, the patternsite.com, that's where you're going to get your most solid information on that. Have to throw that in, because the trading groups aren't going to tell you, because if they did, you wouldn't need to join their trading group, because everything that you need to learn on how to learn how to do TA and learn how to trade this market, it's all available for free on the internet, and now you don't even have to hunt for it. You can go to AI and just have them to search for it and tell you everything you need to know. I mean, this is a perfect time. But that's not what you're going to hear in a trading group. They're going to tell you, it might take you 4 or 5 years to get where I'm at. You need to stay under my tutelage. Just keep on paying me. Come on, and you'll get there. I got you. Here, drink some lemon water. It'll help you out. 12 cents, 15 cents, and almost gosh darn 16 cents with the little sweet 618 tickle baby at 19 cents. Can you do it? I think you can try it. That's a nice little come up from breaking to this. Oh, she did a little bear trap. Oh, I love the bear trap. I always look for a bear trap. That's why I'm picky about my trend lines, or try to be. That's 56% already. Man, 83. She is at 8 cents. Wait, no, you're 10 cents right now. You're at 10 cents, and we're looking for 12 to 15. So React looking pretty good. Let's take a look at Dogecoin. Doge, what are you doing over here? Let me get some of these labels over here. We can see price. We got a makeshift trend line. I got some fibs over here which are in my way. Let me get rid of some of these older lines. All right, and we don't need the yellow line, don't need the white line. They're just in the way. Got some of these levels down here. We had a Bukowski measured move, and she didn't quite get it. I was testing it. It was right here. That was applying a multiplier to, but what was it from? Was it? Yeah, I bet it was a Head and Shoulders. I think it was on a small ass time frame. I think that's what it was. It looks like, if I tighten up this on the daily time frame, let me get this trend line tightened up. Take it to the candle bodies. I do not want to cut through them. I'll go from this body to them, and then I'm gonna, oh snap, see how it lines up among any other wicks over here, and I think it's got a decent lineup, and especially this candle body right there. So I got my 3-4 touch areas there. Are we going for a bear trap? Meaning, are you going to get back into the pattern above the trend line? If it does, I normally look for a strong move, and every time that happens, I try to show you instances where, you know, we usually get a strong move coming back when it does that. That'd be a double breakout because it's a symmetrical triangle shape here. If we pinch the tip there, that's a steep ass angle right there. I don't see that happening. Oh snap! Well, maybe so. Oh. Could we have something there? Or are you pointing? You didn't make it up there enough. See, some signs it could go to 32 cents. That's crazy. Also see a lot of resistance right up here, making a rising wedge type shape right around 30 cents. This is how trend lines can help you find targets, by the way. Also notice that this is a higher high from here. Here's how Fibonacci's can help you find just a basic higher target. Nobody uses this little guy, but that is also at 30 cents. That is the 1.113. I like it myself. Right there. Oh snap. Let me check a few other little things here. Where'd you bounce from? Oh, really? Well, we got all kinds of little sweet ass targets over here, don't we? $37.38 could be on the program if we want to get real ballsy, but right now, areas we want to look at short term, 25 cents, 29, right at the 30 cent area right there. That's gorgeously juicy to me. If it gets back above the trend line and above both trend lines, that would definitely be the sign you're looking for in there. I think it's got a chance to do it. I'm coming down to the 4 hours, see if we got any juicy gossip going on over here. Got anything going on over here? You got some work cut out for you. I'll give you that. Smaller term time frame looks like you could be saying, oh, like it got a breakout, but you got all this other stuff to fight through. She's trying. She gets about 22. She clears 23 cents, clears this high over here. That's when some people might be looking, if they were entertaining this. A more conservative approach, I think Joe would agree. Joe is more leaning like this, and That's a perfect way. There is no wrong or right way unless you're just doing something stupid. Joe's not going to tell you to do anything stupid. He's going to try to tell you how not to be as risky and get in on that trend so that you can start seeing more positive numbers after trend confirms. So it's made a lower low and then make it a higher high and confirm that as support. Now there's no guarantee it'll do it though, because it could just do something, come back lower. So, but that's one of the ideas we look at. There could be an entry on a retest idea after that area clears. All right, so that's Doge. What is it, 21 cents? I forgot what coin I was talking about. 25, at the 25 cent area, and I really like 30. We keep making higher lows. We need to take this high out, and we need to get up to 30, so why not? If we're that close to trying to pull this little guy off, I don't want to be selling at 25. I could just take a little bit, I guess. That's not a bad idea. Comes back up and tests this area where it's been rejected at before, but 30 and looks possible. So 28 would be on there too, and then 30. Let's take a look at, we did React, we did Doge. Let's take a look at, here's one. Put this one on your radar. This is Grass. And it looks like Bybit's got it. Zoom out on the daily. This one's been an interesting. I think you could mine this one. I never did mine it, but I think you could mine it on your computer. And I thought it, I don't know. I can't remember what it was. I did, but I think it's got his AI play now in some kind of aspect. I'm not sure. But people went crazy for it finally. It did not much of anything. But then it finally did do something. It went up to like 390, 380. Did that 3 times before losing that little channel idea and coming down. And came down to our this is a 113 Fibonacci pull from here to there, or from here to there. And one of the areas I look for a bottom to hold, and looks like for the past few weeks that has been its bottom so far. Chance we might come back down there, and sometimes you'll see that happen and it'll confirm that area. But this looks like a juicy area to consider Grass. And from that high that we had in May of this year, just a couple of months ago, our magical, man, I wish I'd bought more under this line. Gives us that support resistance area, so that actually makes a good target to shoot for short term. That's a $1.10. We're at 70, or we at, was that right? 72 cents right now. And we got $1.10. So from there, we got a little range of about 50% to work with. Not bad. Altcoin or like it. So Grass, just wanted to put it on your radar. No official signals here on the daily or anything. Just go down to the 4 hour, see what it's trying to do. Nothing official here either. Oh, wow. Okay. You respect the hell out of that. It may not go any lower, folks. It may not go lower than 70 cents there. It's been respecting 70 cents for a while, and that's a 786 fib, so that could be the bottom. And it could just be doing... Oh my god, is that a cup and handle? No. But it does have a nice scallop there. That's all handle, no cup. That's a scoop. That's an ice cream scooper. Or a sideways, it's an ice cream cone fell on its side. So you got an ascending triangle type of idea. A lot of people, this is a pet peeve of mine, and you're going to hear me bitch about it, but you have one of the most popular, YouTubers out there that's out there teaching and getting paid very, very handsomely, teaching people this. Forces these patterns. This is a top reversal pattern. We do not apply this here. Okay, we do. Yeah, now the triangle, you can go with that, but at bottoms, I mean, they got a pretty decent chance to break to the upside. They're continuation patterns, so that's cool. So price came in from the bottom of this triangle. You can make an argument, well, if price came in from the bottom, it should continue in the same area. It didn't have much of much of a bottom before we started going up. But this idea is shoulder, head and shoulder, man, that's one of my pet peeves. So when I start bitching, that's one of the things I bitch about. And I've seen that carry over to other people on YouTube. Now it's not just one person doing it. Now you got a bunch of people doing it. Look, shoulder, that's not how that pattern is supposed to be applied. That shows other people that have done their homework that you guys have not done your homework. You're just looking at pictures and guessing and getting paid really good for it. But that's what that tells us that have like went down the Bukowski rabbit hole or went down pattern trading, or maybe spent a lot of time in Investopedia and going through all this stuff. But yeah, you got people out there that are telling wrong information for pattern traders. I'm just saying. So and that's what gives pattern trading a bad name. It's like, well, this stuff don't work. Well, not if you apply it wrong. In most cases, that doesn't ever work for them, but they haven't figured it out. I do bitch about this, but in the same breath, they can also see, look, shoulder, head. They force lots of things over here. So that's just my warning. I think this can break up for grass. Let me take a break and come back and talk to you guys. Ave says, light up. Are the lights out, Ave? Are the lights out? What'd you do that for, Sean? I don't get it. Smut and scandal, he says. Smut and scandal. Check out the pattern site for technical analysis, chart patterns, and trading insight by Thomas Bukowski. It's cheaper than buying his books because some of them, if they're out of print, man, I got one I paid $300 for, and actually it wasn't worth it. It's not like I spent hours and hours tealing through all the pages, because you got to use his stuff like reference material. He's got the patternsite.com though, and that's totally free. It's everything in there that you pretty much everything. So all the juicy bits that you would get from his encyclopedia over available at the patternsite.com. Hey, we got Haven in the chat. How's it going, Haven? Good to see you. There's Ken Stan. How's it going? Good to see you. 28 people hanging out. 42.8 to be exact on your, that was on your Hyperliquid. And it looks like, from memory, it looked like it could do between 51 and I think 53 is what I had, somewhere through there. I've heard some people call it 55, but I don't know if I saw that or not. Dion says, I wish I could turn up the music. I wish I could turn up the music in the background. I'd turn it up a little bit. I just don't want it to be too overpowering. Hey D, when Tokecoin? That's a good question. I need a fungusy Tokecoin. Need some more cowbell? I got you, baby. I got you. Got you a little cowbell right here. We've even got the Tractor Supply version right here. That's a tenor. The old tenor cowbell, yes. Professional tenor cowbell player. The sexiest feed ever comes with a free mini petty. Don't tell everybody, that's the secret sauce. 505 Colt, how's it going? How you doing, guys? How's it going tonight? All right, so I want to jump back into a few coins here. I'm looking at Flux. I don't think we looked at that one, right? I'll look at it on Binance. Let's see what we got going on with Flux. I know she's at a bottom area. Hopefully, she's at a bottom area. She is at a bottom area, I believe. If we can get some of this stuff off of here, that would be awesome. Looks like we can adjust our fib a little bit. We got a new bottom since we pulled that fib. So I haven't looked at this one in a while. Don't need that up there. So in somebody's world, this is like, man, I should have bought some under 34 cents if I've got that pull. And we're going to pull that on down. Well, I want to mark this one right here. 45 cents is an interesting target whenever we get up through there. And while I'm here on the daily, let me just point out what we might be doing. It's not a 3 rising pattern, but there is a nice formation there, another nice scallop here, and it's not an inverted head and shoulders either. It doesn't make a neckline, but we can be seeing some kind of triple bottom pattern forming here. That's one idea I'd look for. Most of your bottom patterns play out about the same. I mentioned this for the new people. And if you're using the fib strategy, I can sum that up for you. Make the little box here. Double bottoms and all that. The measure moves double up. It basically takes you up around your 0.5 Fibonacci here, but you can do it either way. But this is the best place to buy. Closest to the bottom is better. Slowly accumulating. A lot of those slow accumulation strategies happen through here, and that's what's going on with Flux, in my personal opinion. It's at 19, almost a little under 20 cents, and we got a great little target at 34 because it needs to go there. So I don't know how long it'll take it to get there, but that 66% gain is possible when it happens. But if this idea ever does come back up here to test this area and get above it, you'd have a measure move, which is basically the width of this box to put there, and that would take you up to retest these areas around 50 cents. So is this one ready to go now or not? Let's take a look on the 4 hours, get rid of this red thing. She's got some interesting things going on, but she's not quite ready just yet, although she might be at a juicy area. Let's pull her fibs here. She looks like she's at a good area. Almost. Not quite there, though. Dial it in. She hasn't hit it yet, and she doesn't have to actually touch this for this to qualify as, the reversal area. But most of the time they do. But sometimes they don't, and I take that as just a little bit more bullish. But she could be rounding out here, not even touch that. But I usually look for a wick down there or something. And that's just at 1905, 19 cent area. We're at 1985 here, closer to 20 cents, 19. This is 1 penny area. This is a great little area to DCA into this, build a little bag if this is one of your plays. If you think it can do something, because it has before. It's been up to $1.77 before. That was March of 2024, so that's the best it's done this bull cycle. Is that where we pulled from? No, you didn't, didn't you? Oh, you got a bigger ass. Should have bought more under here. And that's 54 cents. Some good local targets to shoot for. Alright, let's take a look here. I think this one might be interesting. Aptos. And who's got you? Who would be the best chart? Binance. Let's see what Binance looks like. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. Oh, wow, that's an ugly chart, Aptos. Like, she's been nothing but a big-ass range, but it's been like a $20 range, though, right? Up to $20 almost. 3 spikies. Or is it 3? There's an inverted head and shoulder. You'll have people, look, it's a shoulder. It kills me when I see people do this. And I'm like, well, great. Why don't you find totally traumatize a beginner and confuse them? Because there was a stage where I would see this, and I'm like, well, which one is it? Based on the teaching I was getting, which was not the highest quality at the time. You just say, well, it's a shoulder, head and shoulder. And I'm like, okay. I'd see that. Okay, I got it. So that's what I'm looking for, right? That's what I'm looking for? No, it's not. And then they turn right around. I mentioned this earlier. Shoulder, head, and possible right shoulder. And I'm like, well, which the hell is it? So now and I see this go on. I see it used as a tool so that they don't get caught up on a fake, on a missing a call or calling a call wrong. That's how I see them use it, and I'm not cool with that. Well, I said it was a shoulder, head, and shoulder. Hey, you said about 4 or 5 different things there, dude. Why don't we go with one and stick with it? I'm sorry. We're bitching. So, it's at a good little area to try to accumulate some of this. If this is your play, in my personal opinion, she is at a lower area. It's a little risky. They're all going to say that, but shoot. You're still in the gosh, good darn coulda, woulda, shoulda bought zone, and even you're just now leaving or just now testing the extreme. That's from the low high over here to this one. The juicy coulda, woulda, shoulda bought after under 432. You'll be the envy of all your peers. I've nibbled in on some, but you guys don't have to. But I just think it's an interesting. I like the rounding thing that's going on here. So it might be in some slow accumulation, but it is definitely accumulation that's happening here. At a nice little bottle mint, $4, people. They can get up to 20 pretty dang easy. So $8-10, it could happen. And there might be some good news on this. Now, here on the rounding bottom, I don't know if we're going to see how this is going to play out, but usually you will see this happen. Sometimes there's a little butt crack where it might come up to that 650 area and come right back down. And then we start getting into more of a broadening type thing. So this is what I look like, and it looks like we already got a nice little start here. So I'm going to just... I think you can get wider than that. I'm going to go with those wicks there. So I'm looking for it to kind of fill out this over time. And that's going to be bouncing up and down between 440 to 650. So it's got a pretty decent range to try to build an accumulation strategy. It's not too bad. Take a little bit of effort, buying and selling and building up a bag through here. But I look for this as a position trader in spot margin exactly for setups just like this all the time. And so this one's back at one. And every time that she gets at a bottom area and she decides she wants to get up out of this bottom area, has some pretty good results. So nice rounded bottoms, they can get some good results too. And she's getting close to working her way out of here. Maybe November before we finally, get up to $8 or some areas that we want to see. Yay, but she's doing it. So bring that one to your attention. I likes it. I think she can do some good. So I want to share this with the trading group because it's at a great little area here. We're putting it here at 432. I think it's a great place to start accumulating. Copy this image if you will. We'll put it over here. This is Aptos daily chart. I think it's in a bullish accumulation. All right, so let me share that. Alright, so I think Aptos is looking pretty gosh darn cool. We looked at Grass. Grass was in an interesting place. I think it's good too, but it's got a lot to fight through. TrumpCoin might be also in a similar situation. Let's take a look at TrumpCoin on Binance over here. Let's see what we got. So here's one of them triangles. Look at it. Here's a good example. Here we got this little triangle. Symmetrical triangle. Don't trust him. What happened to this little guy? She broke to the upside. To the upside. And that's exactly what some people were sitting there putting out. You'll see that a lot. Lag to the upside. But when it doesn't happen, or when it doesn't happen, they just play it off. Whatever. But anyway, she broke out and then gave it all back up, man. Can't trust them little suckers. Do we have anything good going on? I'm not seeing it just yet here. No. Okay, so TrumpCoin, I'm not seeing it just yet. She's still kind of flat. This might be a good place for some people, but there's nothing going on yet. So it's just like, yeah, I put my money in there and watch it kind of trickle down a little bit. Or not do anything. Alright, so let me take a look at Peppy. Now, Peppy bouncing off of Miss Lucy here with a nice little candle with a big strong wick there. And a wick to retest. And I like what I'm seeing here. She hasn't regained the daily 9 moving average, and it recently cost that. But, Sucks we lost a trend line over here, which could probably be drawn a little bit better. I don't see the buy signals on this just yet. Let's come down to the 4 hour. How you looking? No, I'm not seeing it just yet. Not yet on Peppy, I don't believe. That's a nice W pattern. We lost it. There's a little deviation going there, so are you? Okay, you might be catching. Okay, you're at an area we can get a reaction, but it might be coming up before she comes back down, though. Breaking this trend line, I would be looking at that. So I see she's at a bottom here where she can get some traction and go up a little bit. Peppy, but I don't see it getting much past that 0.00011 area, the 11 area. Yeah, it's still got some stuff to do. Another way to look at it would be draw a top trend line, wait for that breakout of that idea. I don't think she's quite there. Some people will be looking at a, look at the falling wedgie. It is a fallen wedgie, but it's also lost one of the bigger trend lines. And several different ways you can look at that one too. So that's going to be some resistance there. Got to wait on Peppy, not seeing it. CRV looked kind of interesting. Take a look at you. Yes, you're on the 4 hour. Bouncing off the 800, the Lucy line, and looks like we could get up to about 86 cents. Let's go to the daily chart here. Oh, what's happening here? Lucy's crossing over the 800. That's cool. Zooming out, it looks a little bit better. You can see we got a trend line. So there is a chance to come back to the bottom of it. That's 60 cents. I mean, it's possible. Hope it doesn't happen. Hopefully we're making a higher low here. And looks like it's about at a 618. Is that right? Yeah, right at a 618. Could be looking at, I like that 135 area. Could also be at 143. That would be coming and testing this high over here. As high as 158. Sounds crazy now until you draw that top trend line. You say, oh man, it does kind of open up the ballpark. We got it all left field right there, just wide open. We could go there. We would need to keep this little area here, and there's some angle right there, right? Like we got a little channel. Let's go with that. I only got 2 touches here, but I got a lot more over here. Let's see if this angle, let's see if we got it. She's had a nice little 3 humps down. They got 3 dumps and a pump. That's a basic, this is just Elliott wave theory in a nutshell. And a nice channel. I was trying to make it a falling wedge, and I could if I go to this other one. So she's squeezing here. Yeah, we could definitely see her coming back over to 91, 132. 144. And we'll put 58, 59 as that could happen if this thing just keeps on tracking down. We could see something like that happen. That would suck, but it's a better chance that we're trying to get something here at a Fibonacci area. Let's see what we can get out of this one. Might be a nice little idea. What's the 4 hours say? Let's look at that one. Just confirmations over here. Anything going on over here? I mean, you had a little breakout from that idea. That'd be a nice little entry there at 75. We're at 77. Could be coming back to retest. Go back to the daily CRV. Okay, I think this one's got some interesting swing trade ideas. Share it over with the group here. CRV. All right, come back to the chat over here. Got 24 people hanging out. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. It's a shoulder. That's a good one. All right, so another thing for CRV, if we're looking at the indicators here on the daily, let me show some other things about it. Signal line, we're testing the signal line right now, the RSI, and we can draw our trend lines here, and we also can get a breakout on the RSI. Looks like she's getting ready to do something. This is the daily. All right, and then we take a look at the MACD. Lining histogram bars, you got them you got them leaning up, right? So there's some divergence. All right, well, there's some leaning up and price is coming down. That's your divergence on the MACD. Even though you don't have it over here on the momentum wave, you do have a red dot that happened a few days ago, and money flows in the green. You got some good signs that she's getting ready to do something here on the daily. So coming down to the 4 hour, which is giving us some bearish signs. That's saying she wants to pull back a little bit, and it's just like a few pennies. So somewhere between 75 cents and then here is pretty good. I like this candle. I like what we're doing, and probably what you will see is something will form here that does look kind of like an inverted head and shoulders with a nice little spike bottom there. It's kind of cool, kind of interesting there. I'm going to take a look at XLM. I think that was the other request that was mentioned out there that I didn't take a look at. So look at it here on Coin. Well, that sucks. Okay, XLM. Let's try it somewhere else. How about Binance? That looks decent. I haven't looked at this in a minute, have I? Should I? Yep. It's been a hell of a minute. Let's zoom out to the daily here. Let's zoom out to the weekly. This is XLM. Oh man, I keep drawing those yellow lines. The little cup and handle. I think that would be forcing it, but some people would see that. I don't think the founder of the cup and handle would be as... But he would like it being on the weekly chart, but that's a flat bottom. It's not a round bottom. Cup and handles usually have a round bottom. Well, whether it is or not, the Fibonacci strategy, I think, is just cuts through all the crap. High to low. Wish I'd bought some more at 10 cents. How many people are saying that now? We're at 35 cents. Came down, retested the 236. That's the area we needed to get out. It usually makes a good target, but here's one of those weird cases where it just blasted through and it went all the way up to the 786. It went from 10 cents to 62 cents in December. That was crazy. And of course, when it does that and you get a big move out there, you've always got somebody out there. Look, it's a flag to the upside. With the big measure move that gets everybody all looking at crazy prices, right? I'm just saying the truth, man. You got somebody out there saying, "Wait a minute, headed for $1.04." Yeah, getting everybody fired up and hopeful after a big ass parabolic move, and then it doesn't happen. That's how people get enticed here, people. And influencers chasing them back, putting a flag immediately on a big ass pump like that, help that idea happen. And all they do is just watch them become wrong, and then they just keep changing it up. And oh, it's doing this flag. What's this flag now? Oh, now it's this flag. Oh, it's still a flag. We're just waiting for it to flag out and flag. Well, this flag. And you just keep seeing this happen over and over and over until you finally get a breakout of a trend line. And gosh darn it. Really, that's all you had to do is not be trying to just give it some time, people. Oh, look, it was a... Where was it? A 382 Fibonacci. Oh, how neat. You didn't quite make it anywhere, though, did you? I digress. But anyway, XLM, 30 people hanging out with me. Thank you so much. So, you know, there would be flags to the upside over here. Look how that would have ended up there. I'd say be wary of the flag calls. I heard somebody, I was actually on Frankie Candles, I was watching him earlier, and he was talking about that too, and he made really good points. I was glad to hear him say it. He was saying the same thing, that there are a lot of people out here teaching this very newbie strategy more for gain than actual to help, you know. There are. He was saying that too, and You know, he's talking about the dangers of going with that kind of idea, especially at resistance areas. And Fibonacci is one of the greatest ways to look, to check. And I recommend, you know, being very careful about those ideas. They usually don't play out. They usually turn into something else. It's somebody being hopeful. But it looks like we got an M pattern that's trying to confirm here on XLM on the daily. Is it going to? I'm going to pull my fibs out because I always just like to play with my fibs all the time. We haven't hit our 7618. Now, I think we need to at least try to do that since we lost these other areas. But I gotta say, I don't know that we're going to get this one. But if we are confirming a double top scenario, or one of our measure moves could take us down that low to 225 to 33 cents. Doesn't sound like anything we want to hear right now, especially when she's looking so bullish. So, well, look at our bottom trend lines here. We lost that one. That's interesting. Look at that. Okay, well, here's your ray of hope. So we haven't come down to touch this Fibonacci area, and now we got a reason why. Why aren't we touching it? Well, there's a damn trend line that we did a bear trap with a nice strong move up to that 51 cents and went from 22 to 51. Just like a bear trap would if it was to play out, right? Cool. I mean, that's a perfect example of how, you know, when you get back into a pattern or trend line, a lot of times, not every time, but a lot, enough that it's worth trying to play, they break up strong. And they try to go up to the top of the trend line. Now, I don't know how we just found that out. Probably take a copy of this and just put it up to our resistance areas right over here where we were. And see, it does a support resistance area right here and those wicks there. Amazingly, that also gets this little area where we got the flag to the upside didn't flag up anymore. And this is why I use channels, because channels will tell you something that a lot of people aren't looking for. And especially if you can, once you identify an angle, you can get them. Even if we were to break this trend line, I would still be looking at this angle down here, wherever we may come down and touch. All right, so we got that idea, but you also had this idea too, right? Now the sucky thing is that if we do come down, if we do make an M top and she's not going to respect this idea, which I think she can. Right now we're looking for it to respect this 100 moving average and this little trend line. I was going to say she could come all the way back and test this one, but we're not looking at that right now. Right now I'm looking at, I like what I see here on this one. Let's see if that'll hold. It is trying to. It looks like she's might have, is it an ABC? It's not an ABC though. Correction. No. Elliot seems to think she's on her third wave, fourth wave. Time to make her fifth wave. Right up here. Ironically, right back at the top of this channel. Crazy how that works. Well done, Elliot. 55 cents. So let's look at it that way. After taking a more serious look here, that's what I'm getting here on the daily. Now let's look at our indicators. What are they saying? Lining up, might be getting ready to turn around. Getting that bullish cross there would be good. Still fighting through some things here, but overall that's kind of nice. RSI, did we look at? No, it's another one, wasn't it? No breakout just yet, but she hasn't broken above the signal line yet. But she's trying. Maybe. Let's see if we can get a little traction here on XLM. 4 hours says, hey man, she might be wanting to come down a little bit. All right, and meanwhile, Bitcoin has just been dropping since we started. Well, that sucks. Why are you dropping Bitcoin? Oh. Well, Elliot seems to think it's just a little ABC correction going on these little smaller time frames. Elliot, get off here. To me, we've come back to this is our GAN line. I'm on the chart with the GAN line on it, and we're retesting that area. And I do have a 0.5 Fibonacci, which was very important. We got past one of our areas that we needed to, that kind of lighten up the idea of us immediately going down further, okay? So it's given us some hope here for some higher targets, like around 115. 117 and 118. That's what we were showing early. I still think that's a good possibility to happen. When we get a little bit more candles here, I'll be looking to try to put this trend line over here and see what we got. Looks like there might be, if we draw it on back, it looks like we're onto something, right? Looks like it's got a little something, like a little channel idea going on. Take it and put it over to the top. It's like, oh my God, it is a channel going on. We're at the bottom of a channel. We might be. It's a bearish channel. The rising ones usually break to the downside at some point. But if you ask me, I think we got some support here for Bitcoin right now at this juicy little possible bottom of a channel right here. Nailed it. Also got some little, some things going on in our indicator. Yeah, it looks like this is a bottom. That she's going to have some resistance up here about 111.6 if we get through it. But if we're at the bottom of the channel, we need to be looking at the top of the channel. That's going to be about 112.800. See if we can get there. Like to see that happen. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll be back again tomorrow night. We went over several coins tonight. We went over Hype, went over PopCat, Flux, Toncoin, Aptos, Grass. I don't think I went over Say. I was going to. I think we did INJ. We went over Curve, CRV, Trump, I know that wasn't anything. Pepe, look, React, Doge, and XLM. So we went over several coins tonight, and of course Bitcoin on the bigger picture of things, which if you didn't see that, a bigger picture of things to kind of show what we might be looking at over these next few weeks. At the very beginning, I think that's definitely worth looking at. Just to kind of give you a peace of mind and a stronger possibility while we're looking at, not getting caught up on these little small time frames to try to predict it. Even though we like to be on the start and end of the 6th minute, those big daily and weeklies are what's really guiding us. All right, guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm going to the end screen, and we'll see what's in the chat there. What kind of music have we got? I don't know. Let's see. I can't wait. Oh, it's R&B. Oh, sexy. I'd like to grab me something. What's the name of the song, Sean? Cash Grab. That wasn't what I was thinking about, Road Dog. Dogolio. V-Chain, what do you look like? You got on the 6 minute? You got an interesting spot, V-Chain. Let's zoom out a little bit. Oh, well. You got some, you still got some therapy issues to work out here, V-Chain. Man, I'd like to see V-Chain get up to 29.30 cents again. That would be awesome. We got up to 81 back in December. Now look at this idea. You see how that line goes up there like that? See how this one goes down here like this? Well, even with the... I would love to see that 10 cent area get hit one more time, somewhere through there. Might be just a little bit under it. I'll never be your cash grab. Oh, no cash grab. Won't let my life feel your quick step. No quick step. See if we got any confluence. Beautiful. That's the old 618er. That's at 12 cents. And the 0.5 is coming in right there at our 272. We got overlaps. That means confluence on our fib pulls, meaning that's some good targets, maybe. Right there, just right under 10 cents, and right there, right over 12. That 12 one's going to take a minute. 12 may not come in until November. 10 might be coming into the picture sometime, and oh my god, that doesn't make any sense. Never mind, I'm not going to put any time frames to it. We'll just see if we can get it. 2026 may be an extended altcoin cycle. I'm sure we're going to hear that anyway, whether it turns out to be that way or not. But I could see some arguments for it. We'll look at all that ideas later. VET on the daily, if you ask me. I think we did look at this. Good area to DCA on this is at 2.5 cents, and if it can get up to 10 cents or 30 cents, or don't know that it would, but I'm playing her. Good night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, bring some coins, and I'll bring some coins, and we'll just shake them all up and slather them all over ourselves and see what we come up with. And hopefully we can find some good setups out here. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. It's been fun. It's been real. Has it been real fun, though? See you on the next one. Good night, John Boy.